Hare Krishna friends. So today we're not going to look at the books. You can just put your books away. We're going to go through the full diagram, recapping Goloka Gokula, Svetadweep, Vaikuntha Loka, and get into the material world, how the material world is created, Mahavishnu, Shambhu, Mayadevi, the whole thing. And the reason why we're doing that is because moving forward, the explanation of the material world is not like straightforward. It kind of jumps back and forth, and it's going to be really difficult for me to go over the verses until we first get like a handle of what's going on. So close your books, chill. We're just going to go over the diagram and talk about how the whole thing is put together. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna friends, so let's go over what we've learned so far and then get into the rest of this diagram, which would be the material world. So, Goloka is 1,000-petaled lotus. Really, it's an unlimited petaled lotus, but Sahasra Sira, or Shira, means 1,000 or 1,000 times 100, which means really unlimited. 1,000-petaled lotus. And in the center of this lotus is a hexagon. That hexagon is a sturdy diamond in the whorl, the center of it. And in that beautiful whorl is Krishna's eternal pastimes, those pastimes of love with Krishna's devotees, the Vrindavan devotees, the gopis, the gopas, the cowherd girls, Nanda Maharaj, his father and mother, his friends. There's no on-reverence, there's no majesty of God, there's not four arms. It's just Krishna playing the flute, very sweet. That hexagon is, and that whole thing is built on the mantra Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavalabhaya Swaha, and Klim being the center, holding it all together. The petals of that lotus are the abodes of the gopis, the cowherd girls, and Sri Radha. This 1,000-petaled lotus is surrounded by 4 points, or 4 areas of 4 more petals, called Svetadweep. And Svetadweep is the first manifestation of Krishna, the first incarnation. Like, take a candle, light a candle off of it. Now you have 2 candles. One is the source, one is the manifestation. So Vishnu, or Mahavishnu, like the original Vishnu, is 4 to start. Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshan. And in this discussion, we're only going to talk about Sankarshan, which is here. And Sun, like Sankirtan, is a collection, a group. And Karsha, like the root Krishna, Karsha means to attract. So Sankarshan is a poetic way of saying to create, by bringing things together, attracting groups together for creation. There is the Purusharthas in the 4 points of Svetadweep, which would be wealth, passion, liberation, and piety. These are the 4 necessities of a human. And then there's the 4 Vedas, Sama, Yajur, Atharva, and Rig. There are 8 beautiful gems, diamonds that are surrounding it. And the surrounding area has got a beautiful hue, Jyoti Rupa, of different colors, and there's mantras that protect the whole area. There is a like a fortress or something of 10 spears going in different directions all over, and each one of those spears is there to deflect anyone who's trying to enter Gokula who's not there for pure bhakti. Maybe they're a yogi, they've got mystic siddhis, they can travel through the universe, but nobody can enter Goloka Gokula unless they're pure bhaktas, pure love for Krishna. Kind of cool. And then the whole thing is protected by mantras. And so then in Svetadweep there's also manifestations of Krishna that are not Vishnu. And those manifestations are manifestations of love, like Chaitanya here. Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna put together as one. There's a verse, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya, that Chaitanya is not different than Radha and Krishna. And Chaitanya's mission is to chant Hare Krishna, engage in bhakti, save souls in this material world. So those very beautiful, loving pastimes, they're not Vishnu-like, but they're not Braj Bhakti. They don't really fit within Braj Leela. So they remain within Svetadweep, but it's not different. It's the same. Gokul and Svetadweep are the same, but just a little different in mood. So where Chaitanya comes from, Navadweep is also sometimes called Svetadweep. Chit, which we haven't really discussed too much, is that eternal potency of Krishna. I mean, like the sunlight to the sun, the heat to the sun. So there's Purusha, which is Krishna, the person, and there's Prakriti, which is the energy of Krishna. And Chit is the spiritual potency, that loving, engaging, bhakti, pleasure for Krishna. Sometimes, and you'll see if in the Brahma-samhita there's a verse where Krishna is called Atmarama, or self-satisfied. And that satisfaction energy is Chit, C-I-T here. And I think we've mentioned it before in some previous verses. And so at some point, and so then around Svetadweep is Vaikuntha Loka, where many Vishnus, unlimited Vishnus exist, and there's all the devotees that engage with those Vishnus, and it's the entire spiritual universe. Vaikuntha Loka, unlimited universes, all spiritual, with Goloka in the center. And Chit energy emanating. Also the Jyoti Rupa, the beautiful light emanating from Gokula. So when Sankarshan has the desire to create, Sankarshan, being the first Mahavishnu, comes to the border of the material universe. So it says that the spiritual universe is the vast majority of all of existence, and the material universe is just one small little portion. And so Mahavishnu Sankarshan comes to the Viraj River, which is the border between the spiritual world and the material universe. We're in the material universe. And he lays in the river and goes to sleep. And that sleep is called Yoga Nidra. And that Shakti, which puts him to sleep and gives him pleasure, and he's feeling blissed and self-satisfied while he sleeps, is the Chit potency, now called Yoga Nidra. Also Yoga Maya. So now while he's having a nice sleep, right beforehand, he glances to his Chit potency. And that Chit potency we're going to name Rama Devi. And Rama means pleasure. So Chit, Yogamaya, Rama Devi is all the same potency for Krishna's pleasure. And when he looks at Rama Devi, that pleasure potency, he invests into that pleasure potency the creative desire and time, kala. So you can see here he's having a look over here at Ramadevi. Now, Ramadevi and the material energy called Maya is the same thing, but Maya is the dim, far reflection, far removed from Krishna and Vishnu. And so when Ramadevi gets that creative energy and that time element from Mahavishnu's glance. She takes it to her end side, the shadow side, Maya. And now Maya is enthused with this time element, the creative element. And from the emanation of Mahavishnu, the light energy, this Jyoti Rupa, the halo of Vishnu, comes on the far end of it, the far side of town, Shiva or Shambhu, manifests from this Jyoti, this light. So Ramadevi's far end is Maya, the diluting energy, and Vishnu's aura far end is Shambhu, as you can see here. right here. So Maya Devi and Shambhu and this Jyoti Rupa come together, Maya and Shambhu, and they have, as it says, intercourse. What does that literally mean? I don't think it's a gigantic male penis and a female organ, but it's symbolized as that. As you can see here in the Linga Yoni, this is Shambhu, the far end of Vishnu's aura. And this part here is Maya, the illusory energy of the Chit potency. And when they come together, what comes out of it is ahankara, illusion, a sense of false self. Darya, here we have Dareya, which means illusion. The veil of illusion. And everything that now enters this material world is covered by this covering of Dareya. Mahadareya means great illusion, ego. So Shambhu, Maya Devi come together, enthused by Vishnu's glance with time and the creative element, and they create the stuff of the material universe. Means like the playground is ready, but it's not yet living entities on planets and in Los Angeles and sun and moon and on all that stuff. Universe, like no, not yet. It's just the space of it, the arena. And so then, as Mahavishnu sleeps with that yoga nidra energy, from his body, the hair holes where the hair resides, what are those called? Pores of his skin. Little seeds come out, little sparks. You could say it's like when scientists say like the singularity, the origin of the universe. So it's like that. Unlimited little seeds and sparks come out. And as they enter this material venue created by Mahadevi and, Maya Devi and Shambhu, they expand. But they're covered with the gross elements. They're covered with this ego. They're covered with material, the material illusion. And you can see, we'll see one right here. And then, as these seeds pour into this material universe and expand, Vishnu, which is an expansion of Mahavishnu, enters the seed and still sleeps. So there's the Mahavishnu, which is this one. And then there's in each seed, unlimited seeds, there's an expansion called Vishnu. We don't call that expansion Mahavishnu. We call this one Mahavishnu, and the one inside the seed, Vishnu. And so when we talk about Krishna in the heart, Paramatma is Mahavishnu. Here, this one, laying on the Viraj River. And so that connection with divinity is actually outside of this material world. It's a spiritual connection with divinity who's living, sleeping in the Viraj River as Mahavishnu. And Prabhupada said it's like the sun. If you have buckets of water and you see there's the main sun, you can look in all the buckets and you see a reflection of the sun in each and every bucket. So there's one Mahavishnu who's manifest in each one of our hearts. So then inside each one of these little seeds, Mahavishnu appears here laying on Ananta. I remember Ananta was that spark, that little Amsa that created originally a Goloka, Gokula here, Ananta, Balaram. Remember Balaram? And Ananta is a large, like, snake with many heads as a bed for Vishnu to lay on. And then Lakshmi, or who is also the Chit potency, Hladini potency, Yoga Maya, Yoga Nidra, Ramadevi, this enjoyment, happiness, blissful potency, is there as Vishnu sleeps and she's rubbing his feet. And then eventually we're going to get into the story soon of Brahma, who appears on a lotus flower residing from Vishnu's navel, Hiranyagarbha, coming from Vishnu's navel. And then this one universe, like our universe that we're in now, is just one of these little seeds. And you can see here within that universe, obviously it's not that big. We're just a molecule, just an atom. And then in this earth, you see on the earth there, in this region is Gokula. So the earthly Gokula is here, a manifest in the world that we live in. And it's the same as Goloka in the spiritual world outside of the material universe. They're the same, with just some little differences on your perception coming into it, either through the material world or through the spiritual region. Cool? So what's left here is, so this whole gray area is the material universe. And this whole blue part going around it is the Viraj River, and Mahavishnu is laying in it. And at some point, before actually Vishnu enters these little seeds, Mahavishnu creates Brahma from his right side. He creates Vishnu from his left side, and he creates Shambhu from between his eyes. So he's the origin of the localized Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Sometimes this is called the Hindu Trinity, Hindu Trinity. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Mahavishnu, Shankarshan, creates Vishnu from his left side, Brahma from his right, and Shambhu from between his eyes, which is something that we will learn from the Brahma-samhita, is that Shambhu is a unique manifestation of Krishna, who is a little bit mixed in this material world. He's not a jiva like us. Brahma is a jiva like us. Vishnu is 100% Krishna's manifestation. Shambhu, a little bit of both. And that's something that we'll talk about soon. So I think we went over everything. I think that's pretty clear. Yes, that's about it. Okay, so have a brilliant and beautiful day, and we'll see you at the next video. Hare Krishna.